Now, when you heard this for the first time, let's say in the summer of '07 about Zanny, did you make any inquiry as to who this person was watching your grandchild?
Did not.
Did you make any inquiry as to how your daughter was coming up with money to pay for it?
Did not ask that question.
Or how much it was costing?
Did not ask that question.
Did she ever ask you for money to pay Zanny?
No.
To your knowledge, did she ask your wife?
You'll have to ask my wife. I have no knowledge of that.
Okay. Now, in the year from the time you first heard the name Zanny up to the time of the disappearance, how many times would you have been heard that name?
I have no idea, sir. I have no exact number on times I probably heard it. I have no
ballpark.
Maybe once a week.
Okay.
So I think within a year period, I think you're taking it 52 times.
Okay. Now, did this babysitter named Zanny ever come to the house?
No.
To your knowledge, was she a paid babysitter?
I just answered that to you.
No,
I have no idea, sir. I have no idea. I just answered that for you.
Actually, I asked.
No, you asked me, sir, if I had given my daughter money to pay, and I said no. You asked me if my wife did. I said I have no idea. You have to ask her. So I've already asked that question, sir.
Okay.
Come on, don't be nice now. Be nice.
The question I'm asking you, there's actually a third person could be paying her, which would be your daughter.
That's a possibility, sir. How she got the money, I have no idea. So let's just cut to the chase.
To your knowledge, did your daughter ever indicate to you, directly or indirectly, that she was paying her?
No, I have no idea.
How did she describe, during that year, before the disappearance, did she ever describe Zanny to you?
I never heard a description of Zanny until all this stuff happened in July of 2008.
Did she ever tell you how she knew her? Before all this, I'm talking about before.
She supposedly met her through Universal Studios, another gentleman, and a young boy that she was watching.
All right. Now, is that something that you've heard since the disappearance, or would that have been back before, if you remember?
That was back before that. It was within that year period.
Okay. It was someone she met through Universal Studios is what she told you before the disappearance.
Yes, sir. I just answered that.
Did she tell you before the disappearance where she lived?
I don't remember that at all, no.
Did she tell you where it was when she would drop your granddaughter off, where it was she would leave her with Zanny?
No particular address, no.
How about just basic location? Like Sawgrass
Have to be somewhere in
Apartments?
Orlando. Have to be somewhere in Orlando. I have no idea, sir.
Did she ever say anything about Sawgrass Apartments?
No, sir.
Everything you know today, do you believe there ever was a Zanny, the babysitter?
I have a belief in my daughter, yes.
And my question is, if you have a belief in your daughter, do you believe there really was someone named Zanny who was babysitting during that year?
Absolutely.
Have you ever discussed with your wife whether or not she believes it?
My wife and I did believe there was a Zanny there.
As of today, is my question. Not back then.
Yeah, I still believe there's a Zanny out there. I do.
Have you had discussions with your wife in which she raised questions of the truthfulness of the story of Zanny, of whether there was a babysitter named Zanny?
I'm not going to answer that.
How come?
Because I don't have to answer it.
Why not?
It's privilege. There's marital privilege.
When you have, back when you were having conversations with your wife about Zanny, did you consider that to be a secret conversation?
What are you talking about, a secret conversation?
It's privileged. He's not going to answer that question. It's privileged.
Did you consider your conversations with your wife about Zanny to be secret, private?
The answer is yes, Mr. Micknick. He is not going to answer the question. It's privileged. It's a marital communication. He's not going to answer it.
Did you, sir?
Brad just answered that for me.
Okay. I will just, as a courtesy, warn you, please, for the sake of future hearings that we're going to have on this matter, don't answer for the witness. You can
Not
you can
answering. I'm making an objection.
You can make
Mr.
your
Mitnick.
objection, but you can't speak for the witness. That's dangerous territory. Beware. Have you ever seen this lady before today in person? The night of
Just on
Gonzales?
TV.
Never in person.
No, sir.
So she's never been in your house.
I just answered that. I said no.
And if I'm correct, you never laid eyes on anyone named Zany that was a babysitter in your life.
Pronunciation, sir, is Zanny. No, sir.
Zanny.
Instead of Zenny, to what you're saying. So I guess you have to pronunciate things a little bit better, sir, for someone to understand you.
All right, I don't want to confuse you, so let me give it to
You
me,
have
sir.
to confuse me, sir. I'm on the ball.
I can tell. Give me the pronunciation so I can get it right.
How about Z-A-N-Y? And if you can't pronounce an A, there's something wrong with you, sir.
Tell me the way you say it.
Zanny.
Zan.
Z-A-N-Y. Yes, sir. And the way you're pronouncing, you're playing Zenny. Am I upset, sir? You're darn right I'm upset being here. Because I think this is just uncalled for.
Okay. Now, do I understand correctly that never in your life have you seen the alleged Zanny, the babysitter?
I just said I have not, sir.
No, actually, I was asking about this lady.
I haven't seen her. I haven't seen her in person till today, except seeing her on television.
I'm asking you a different question. Have you ever seen this alleged Zanny, the babysitter?
I just said
Mr.
no,
Nathan?
sir. I just said no. I've said it 5 times to you. No,
He
I
answered
have
the
not.
question already. George, just go ahead and answer it again. Have you ever
I
seen
have not seen this Zanny, who is the babysitter of my granddaughter. I have
In your
never
life?
met her. No.
Did you ever ask her? Did you, during the year leading up to this, when your granddaughter was being left with some other person you'd never met, did you ever ask, can I meet her?
Did not.
Were there incidences in the year leading up to the disappearance where your daughter had taken money, to your knowledge, that didn't belong to her?
I'm not going to answer that.